This is the Hilltop Hotham Luxury Limited Edition. It incorporates a number of new features, some of which we have never seen before, including a cool new shower design. Intrigued? Well, stick around. Now, starting at the front of this caravan, we do have a DO45 coupling. After all, the tare weight on this caravan is actually 3,100 kilos and the ATM is 4 tonne. Now, some of that weight does come down to the fact that there is such a large amount of equipment on board, including this really neat storage box on the A-frame. That's powder-coated aluminium, specially made to suit this van. And we can see that we've got the diesel tank for the onboard diesel space heater, nice and protected behind some powder-coated aluminium as well. While over here we have this premium Dometic kitchen. Now, this kitchen is fully self-supporting. We don't need to attach any legs or anything like that. We have a 3-burner gas cooktop as well as hot and cold water. Now, this here is your through-the-wall Starlink connection point. It's an RJ45, so you can plug in your Starlink satellite dish cable, and of course we've got a little cap here as well. Now, this van has level 3 Cruisemaster airbag suspension that incorporates a remote control, and obviously here we can take a line out from the air compressor so that we can adjust the levels in our tow vehicle tyres or the caravan tyres and that sort of thing. This is a little Fusion sound system. What a great piece of gear. And what we can do here is independently adjust the volume of whichever speaker we want to adjust, whether that's inside or outside the van. Now, when I picked up this caravan, Dan, one of the owners of Hilltop, he specifically mentioned this fold-down picnic table. It's specially sort of custom made for this caravan, and I can see why he's so happy with it. We've got some shelving, we've got the swing arm for the TV, although the connection points for the TV are over here in this locker. But what I like about it is that it's sort of a multifunctional space. So often we have a normal fold-down picnic table, but nothing else. Well, here we've got some place to put our sauce or our Vegemite or whatever it is. That's a nice little design. And everywhere that matters on this caravan, they have included LED lights that incorporate anti-bug lights as well. Not only does this rear bar have lockable jerry can holders either side, we have some storage here, but I also like this rear drawer storage. And you can't go past that rear firewood carrier. Always useful. You know, we're seeing this sort of rear bar setup more and more on caravans these days, and you know, for my money, it's much nicer, much more functional than that standard, you know, piece of steel carrying a spare wheel. So you've seen that new streamlined external shower setup, which I maintain is a very good idea. But say you prefer the more traditional external shower, well, this caravan has you covered. They haven't neglected it. And I guess one of the benefits of this is not only do you have another place to wash your feet off after going down to the beach, but maybe you could set up a separate ensuite tent if you wanted to. Now, remember I said there were a few new things going on with this caravan? Well, this door is one of them. This is a new door from Kamek, and it utilises a keypad to get inside. So you can set your own code, don't have to worry about taking your caravan keys with you. But it still does have a key option just in case something happens to the keypad. But the other interesting thing about this door is that when you open it up, the entry step will automatically lower, and then when you close the door, it will automatically retract. I'll show you. Okay, this external shower setup, I'm really liking this idea. Now, what we have is this neat flush mounted connection point. A separate hose is provided, and literally all you need to do is press that in, give it a twist, and we're ready to roll. And to adjust the temperature, it's literally just a case of moving this left or right. Oh, okay, so what they've done in there is they have provided a 12-volt point. Now, presumably that's because you can put your portable fridge here and you've got a way to power it. I mean, that just makes sense. So I'm sitting inside the Hotham Luxury Limited Edition, and I happen to know that the owners of Hilltop Caravans, Dan and Dula, are particularly pleased with this caravan, and stepping inside, I can see why. The interior is, look, it's eye-catching, it's functional, and there is a lot of equipment both inside and outside this caravan. So as I've been looking around the CNC cut furniture, I've noticed just that everything lines up absolutely perfectly. I think that the people at Hilltop, they're quite meticulous about their joinery. So what are some of the internal features? Well, obviously you've got a microwave. There's a decent amount of bench space in here and plenty of storage options as well. When I looked under the bed, the first thing I noticed was, well, aside from the battery management system, the fact that the onboard diesel space heater is fully enclosed in its own properly finished housing, and that includes the ducting. That tells me that, you know, the guys at Hilltop are putting some thought into the fit and finish, the functionality, making sure that the equipment won't be broken. So what else has this caravan got? Well, you've got wireless charging points either side of the bed, a 220 litre compressor fridge freezer. There's a 3.5 kilo top loading washing machine. And look, on the topic of the bathroom, there's some linen storage space. Now it's the 21st century. Starlink has been an absolute game changer when it comes to internet access when we're out on the road. And more manufacturers are starting to think about Starlink provision in their caravans. And to that end, inside this Hilltop Luxury Limited Edition, we do have a through-the-wall connection, allowing you to easily connect your Starlink satellite dish to your router inside the caravan, and it's also been sensibly placed just above a little locker area so you can sit your router on top, and you've got a nearby power point as well. Now this caravan, I think, is set up for extended off-grid living, and to that end we have two 200 amp hour lithium batteries and a massive 1000 watts worth of solar on the roof. Now, Hilltop Caravans has given this van a high-tech battery management system that incorporates a 2600 watt inverter, a 60 amp MPPT charger, a 60 amp DC to DC charger, a 40 amp AC charger, and 100 amp DC to DC plus AC charging. We have a Dometic reverse cycle air conditioner, and we also have a Dometic dust reduction system, which, you know, is great for those, you know, long gravel tracks that kick up a lot of dust, just general road dust as well. They can be quite effective. We have a whole different array of lighting options. And we also have here a USB point at the dinette so we can charge our phones while we're sitting here with a cup of tea, nice and comfortable. Now, in terms of the way they build this caravan, look, Hilltop can do this as an aluminium framed caravan. This particular unit though is framed up in Meranti timber and has been clad with composite aluminium. However, underneath is kind of interesting. Now, I have here a bit of a sample of how they do their floor. This is 12mm structural ply, and then underneath we have a sheet of aluminium that's 0.8mm in thickness, and this is vacuum pressed. That means there'll be no air bubbles, no way for water to get in, and this will give the underside of the caravan very good protection. But on the same theme, underneath the caravan there's a vast amount of checker plate, and that checker plate is there to protect things like the compressor for the airbag suspension. And in general underneath, you know, if it looks like it's in harm's way, Hilltop has given it some checker plate protection, and that is never a bad thing on a modern caravan. Now, not only does this van incorporate a lot of equipment, you know, Hilltop Caravans has incorporated a number of new features that to me make a great deal of sense, and I think will really enhance the user's enjoyment of this particular van. For me, I'm specifically thinking of things like the, you know, the flush mounted external shower. I think that's a great idea, but I also like the new Kamek door setup. I mean, let's face it, caravans typically have a lot of keys, and if we can minimize that, that's definitely going to be a good thing. Now, sadly, I do have to hitch up this caravan and return it because unfortunately they won't let me keep it.